Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Reincarnation for All. I Can Amplify Everything. Chapter 51. If Su Hao wants to activate the amplification of everything to obtain natural materials and earth treasures, he must have something that can be used to amplify it. Let's go and meet the Zhou family brothers. They are the official members of the Great Wu dynasty. They should know how to quickly increase the power of blood. Su Hao stood up, and then left the barren mountain, ready to return to Black Rock City, go to the Zhou family brothers in the Yamen, and ask them if there is a way to quickly increase the power of blood. Boom! Su Hao stepped on the ground with his feet and leapt. He jumped thousands of meters like flying through the clouds. A few ups and downs made the distance several miles, and he drove out of the barren hills. This exaggerated speed and strong body can make people feel better. People are dumbfounded. Before the sun rose, Su Hao had traveled 300 miles, returned to Black Rock City, and went straight to the Yamen of Black Rock City. At the gate of the Yamen in Black Rock City, there stood two majestic stone lions, guarded by soldiers in uniforms. Su Hao stepped forward, and he said to a soldier, "Please tell Zhou Wen and Zhou Wu to arrest the head, and just say that Su Hao wants to see them." "Wait a minute, I'll notify you." A soldier glanced at Su Hao. Su Hao had an extraordinary bearing and knew the brothers of the Zhou family better. Not long after, two middle-aged men came out from the entrance of the Yamen. They were brothers Zhou Wen and Zhou Wu. "Little brother, I didn't expect you to come to us. Please come in and talk about something." Brothers Zhou Wen and Zhou Wu were a little surprised when they saw Su Hao, and then warmly invited Su Hao in to talk. A few days ago, Su Hao killed a demon and saved their lives. They also investigated Su Hao later, and found out that he was a resident of Black Rock City and had practiced martial arts since he was a child. It is due to Su Hao's amazing talent. Of course, this kind of genius warrior must try his best to win him over. Su Hao followed Zhou Wen and Zhou Wu into a quiet room in the Yamen. Su Hao didn't show politeness to them, and said straight to the point, "I have already reached the level of qi and blood, but I want to quickly complete the second and third blood refinements. Do you know any way to quickly complete multiple blood refinements?" Hearing that Zhou Wen and Zhou Wu were a little surprised. They have been promoted to qi and blood realm after not seeing Su Hao for a few days. But then a wry smile appeared on Zhou Wen's face and said, "Little brother, you think highly of us. The two of us haven't even reached the qi and blood level. Where can we find a way to quickly complete multiple blood refinements?" Su Hao was a little disappointed when he heard that. On the other side, Zhou Wu thought of something, and he said, "Didn't the generals of the Zen Magic Division come to us yesterday? The resources, and even the method of opening up the divine veins. Little brother, you might as well meet these demon-suppressing generals. They must have powerful treasures in their hands." Magician. Su Hao was slightly surprised. The Zen Magic Division is similar to Jinyue. It is a special organization. Only the elite among the elites can join it. It is to kill demons. In the hands of these powerful warriors, there must be treasures that can enhance qi and blood and help warriors quickly complete multiple blood refinements. Thinking of this, Su Hao nodded. "Then please introduce me." "Okay, let's go ask." Both brothers nodded and left. Coming. Not long after, Su Hao opened his eyes. He sensed several powerful auras approaching, and finally pushed the door open. There were 5 people walking in from the door. These 5 people were all wearing black warrior uniforms, and each breath was extremely huge. There seemed to be a faint blood-colored mist lingering in the air around them, which was the majestic power of blood. The performance is all through the body. These 5 people must be warriors from Zenmasi, and all of them are at least strong in the blood realm. The eyes of the 5 people fixed on Su Hao. Zhou Wen said very respectfully, "Master Yang Yu, this little friend Su Hao killed that monster a few days ago. He is very powerful and extremely extraordinary." The person called Yang Yu was a man with half-white hair, but a handsome appearance and the charm of an adult man. He stared at Su Hao with deep eyes. The other 4 town magician warriors also looked at Su Hao. The reason why the 5 of them appeared in Black Rock City was not only to inquire about the news, but also because it was rumored that there were traces of monsters here a few days ago. Killed. Yang Yu looked at Su Hao and said, "Little friend, was it you who killed that monster? You want to see us?" According to Zhou Butu, it is a treasure that wants to increase vitality. Good. Su Hao nodded truthfully. Yang Yu smiled slightly. My town demon division has a lot of qi and blood pills refined from precious medicinal materials, which have miraculous effects on strengthening qi and blood. You can do it if you want. You can kill a demon alone at a young age. Zinmusi is willing to admit you. Yang Yu knew that Su Hao had killed a demon before, and he had great potential to kill a demon at such an age, so Yang Yu directly invited Su Hao to join the Zen Magic division. It's not difficult. This envy appeared in the eyes of the brothers of the Zhou family when they heard the words. The Zen Magic division is an institution that all the great martial dynasties are eager to join. All pulse skills can be obtained. But this Yang Yu directly invited Su Hao to join, and also promised that if Su Hao joins Zenmasi, he can give him qi and blood pill. Many people envy him. But unexpectedly, Su Hao shook his head. I have no idea of joining Zenmasi. Su Hao needed more than one qi and blood pill. He didn't believe that when he agreed to join the Zhenma division, Yang Yu could give him the qi and blood pill that could directly complete 9 blood refinements, which was obviously unrealistic. In addition, Su Hao is not in the habit of being someone's subordinate. Hearing this, Yang Yu frowned slightly. Then we are not relatives, so it is impossible to give you the precious qi and blood pill. Money cannot buy the preciousness of qi and blood pill. Su Hao looked at Yang Yu and said, the job of your town magician is to deal with monsters. If there are monsters that cannot be dealt with, I can help kill them in exchange for qi and blood pills. Of course, Su Hao didn't expect others to give him the precious qi and blood pill for free. His idea was also very simple. He could help Zenmasi hunt down demons. He could get the demon crystal core and qi and blood pill. Yang Yu didn't say a word. They have so many masters in the town of demons, and they still need a young man to help hunt demons. Yang Yu's character is very calm, even though he thought so and didn't show it, but the 4 town magician warriors who accompanied him couldn't help it. Among the 4, a tall young man said with anger on his face, Boy, do you think that the warriors of our town of magic division are all sacks and rice bags? Do you still need you to help us hunt demons? That's right. Since I thought I killed a small body-building monster, I felt that monsters are nothing more than that. A powerful monster has the terrifying power to slaughter millions of people in one night. You can't underestimate it. The rest of the Zhenma warriors also thought that Su Hao might have killed a body-forging monster, and felt that his strength was comparable to that of a high-level warrior, and he could sweep away all monsters. Su Hao is not angry either. He knows that the way to gain respect from others is very simple, that is to show his strength. Su Hao looked at Yang Yu. He said, You are their leader, right? If I defeat you, it will prove that I am qualified. Yang Yu was stunned. A strange look appeared on his face, and the corners of the mouths of the others also twitched, looking at Su Hao like an alien. Yang Yu, this is one of the few gold medal suppressing demon generals in the town of magic division, and his strength has already entered the level of the divine vein. A boy under the age of 20 wants to challenge the strong man of the divine vein. This is simply a fantasy. Ha ha ha. Even with Yang Yu's calmness, he couldn't help laughing. He hadn't laughed so heartily for a long time, but he laughed out of anger. The laughter stopped. Yang Yu stared at Su Hao. He nodded slightly. Okay, then let me see your strength. I will stand here without moving. You can make me take a step back, even if you win. Yang Yu also has the pride of being a strong man. He is a majestic martial artist in the state of God, a rare strong man in the entire Great Wu dynasty. Facing a young man's challenge, he did not flinch. He even said that he stood still. Let him take a step back even if he loses. Lord Yang Yu actually accepted his challenge. The rest of the warriors were stunned. They never expected that Yang Yu would actually accept a challenge from a young man. HMPH, it's just asking for humiliation. But Yang Yu had already agreed, so they didn't have much to say. Several people are waiting to watch a good show, so that this ignorant kid will know what is beyond the sky. But among the warriors of Zhenma division, the youngest boy was trembling. When the tall young man saw the boy trembling, he frowned slightly and said, Zhao Yi, why are you shaking? It's cold. Is it? The boy's name is Zhao Yi, and he is a new member of Zen Magic Division not long ago, but his strength is not weak. Not only has he entered the level of qi and blood, but more importantly, Zhao Yi's talent is unique. A demon crystal nucleus, and it is the crystal nucleus of a blood chi level demon, both in terms of combat power and potential, far surpassing warriors of the same level. Zhao Yi's body trembled when he heard the words, and he came back to his senses. He looked terrified but shook his head again and again in a daze. I don't know. When I saw this kid, I trembled unconsciously. I don't know why. Zhao Yi was also puzzled. From the very beginning, when he saw Su Hao, he trembled unconsciously, as if there was a kind of fear from the depths of his soul. But Zhao Yi didn't know that it was the fear from his blood. Zhao Yi himself had fused the crystal core of a qi and blood demon, and possessed the power of blood. However, Su Hao, who had the blood of a king-level dragon, would naturally be out of control. Fear. Chapter 52. This. Su Hao is going to fight against the gold medal town demon general of the town demon division. And the most anxious ones are undoubtedly the brothers of the Zhou family. They are the gold medal demon suppressors, the masters of the divine pulse realm. Su Hao and his actions exceeded their expectations, but it seems that this Yang Yu has a relatively good personality. He is not a small-minded person. Su Hao should not be hit hard. A group of people came to the outside of the room, on a spacious square in the yamen. The place here is wide, suitable for fighting between warriors. Are you ready? The two stood still. Su Hao looked at Yang Yu, and he asked. Bring it on. Yang Yu said lightly. He also made up his mind, to dampen Su Hao's spirit, and let him understand the truth that there are people outside of others. Then, I'm coming. After Su Hao finished speaking, he suddenly moved. His figure flashed, and he suddenly struck out his right fist. This punch seemed simple and unpretentious, but it was the ultimate combination of strength and speed. Boom. Su Hao's fist rubbed against the air, and white smoke was faintly produced, and a series of sonic booms erupted, as if a gust of wind was blowing up on the flat ground and the dust on the ground was scattered. What? The terrifying oppressive force made the expressions of the town magician warriors who had been optimistic about the show all change, and they retreated unconsciously, for fear of being affected. Feeling the strong wind blowing towards the face, which hurts the skin of the person, Yang Yu was startled. His face changed drastically. The moment Su Hao made a move, Yang Yu understood that Su Hao was not arrogant, but his strength is really qualified to challenge him. Bring it on. Yang Yu gritted his teeth and let out a low growl. After all, he was a martial artist in the divine vein realm. Although he underestimated the enemy beforehand, he hastily mobilized his own strength to the peak. With the divine power of Hu Hai Tsunami, he punched Su Hao head on. Boom. The two heavy fists spanned a long distance and collided heavily. After a short silence, the deafening thunder exploded, echoing in everyone's ears. Ka ka ka. The ground centered on Su Hao and Yang Yu trembled more violently, as if struck by a hammer. A 10-meter diameter pit sank, and the shattered stones sputtered towards the surroundings like bullets. Fortunately, the warriors around were all far away. Keep it far away, otherwise you may be accidentally injured. Yang Yu's pupils contracted, and at the moment of the collision, a violent force came from Su Hao's fist like a fierce beast. With his divine veins and a body with 1 million caddies of divine power in one arm, for a moment, he was overwhelmed by Su Hao, and retreated uncontrollably. Bang bang bang. Yang Yu staggered back. Every time he took a step back, the ground he was stepping on shook violently, leaving footprints an inch or two deep, and he barely stopped his retreat after taking 7 or 8 steps. How can it be? Yang Yu looked at Su Hao in disbelief, and he was completely stunned. He was suppressed by a young man in a head-on collision before he retreated 10 steps before stopping. He wondered if he was hallucinating. But the numbness and pain from the right arm that collided with Su Hao showed that this is reality, and I really lost against a young man. Lord Yang was repelled by him. The rest of the town magic division warriors also stared dumbfounded at the scene in front of them. Previously, Yang Yu said that Su Hao could make him take 1 step back and he would lose, but now he has taken more than 1 step or 2. Anyone can see that in the collision just now, Su Hao had a crushing advantage. It was normal for Su Hao to be able to suppress Yang Yu. Although he had only refined his blood once, he had a supernatural power of 2 million caddies in one arm, nearly twice as strong as Yang Yu. Su Hao retracted his fist and looked at Yang Yu calmly. Am I qualified now? Yang Yu came back to his senses. His eyes were full of shock and surprise. He nodded repeatedly and said, "Qualified. Of course you are qualified. Brother Su, you have such strength at such a young age, and in time, you must be a rare strong man in the world, the pillar of our human race." Yang Yu is not a fool. Su Hao's strength and his age can be said to have unlimited potential. He is very likely to surpass himself in the future, and it is not impossible to even have a chance to become a martial arts king. For this kind of evildoer with extraordinary potential, even if the other party is unwilling to join the Zhenma division, he will try his best to win over and make friends. The faces of the tall young man and the others turned red. Before, they thought that Su Hao was overreaching, but Su Hao slapped them hard. The head-on blow made a strong man in the divine veining realm retreat 7 or 8 steps. What a monster! Of course, they didn't think that Su Hao would be Yang Yu's opponent if they really fought. Su Hao seemed to have the upper hand in strength, but Yang Yu didn't even activate the power of the divine veins. Skyrocketing, Su Haoran will be suppressed and defeated in an instant. While Yang Yu marveled at Su Hao's strength, he also felt doubts in his heart. According to my observation, this Su Hao's aura is only at the level of a blood refinement. I heard that he killed a monster before. Could it be that he has merged with a demon? A monster crystal nucleus. But even the crystal nucleus of a blood chi level monster can't make him so powerful, or maybe he has a chance to fuse with a crystal nucleus of a spirit level monster. Yang Yu wondered why Su Hao, a mere warrior who refined blood once, could be so powerful. The only thing he could think of was that Su Hao might have fused a high-level demon crystal core, a demon core from the Qi and Blood realm or even the Divine Pulse realm. But no matter how Yang Yu imagined it, he would never have imagined that Su Hao had indeed fused a monster crystal core, but it was a monster king-level crystal core. A warrior at the Qi and Blood level fused with a demon king-level crystal core. No one would say this letter. But no matter what, Su Hao is undoubtedly worth wooing. Thinking of this, Yang Yu said, "Brother Su Hao, I agreed to your proposal just now. It just so happens that we have discovered the traces of the monster, so let's go together. Find the trace of the demon." Su Hao was surprised. Yang Yu nodded slightly. Not long ago, a monster whose strength reached the Qi and Blood level slaughtered a small village. We have been searching for his whereabouts. Recently, we got news that he may be hiding in Qingfeng City. We are going to hunt him down this time. Get rid of it. Although there are not as many monsters today as there were in ancient times, they all hide in deep mountains, old forests or among the crowd, and come out to make trouble from time to time. The task of their treasury department is to hunt down these ferocious monsters. Okay, let's go together then. Su Hao agreed, and went with Yang Yu and the others. If necessary, he would kill these demons, and the town magician would have to pay Qi and Blood pills as a reward. It's not too late, let's go. Afterwards, the team of Zenmosi and his team, as well as Su Hao, a total of 6 people left Black Rock City and headed all the way to Qingfeng City. Not long ago, a demon massacred all the people in a village. The damage and influence it caused was so bad that it even alarmed the Emperor Wu of the Great Wu dynasty. For this reason, he dispatched warriors from the demon suppressor to eradicate this demon. Let Yang Yu personally lead the team. According to the news, this demon should be hiding in Qingfeng City. Hurrying all the way, the group arrived outside Qingfeng City 3 days later. Qingfeng City, this place is a human city in the Great Wu dynasty. It is much bigger than Black Rock City. It is not easy to find the hidden monsters in this Qingfeng City. But Zenmusi and his party were naturally prepared. Zhao Yi, let's enter Qingfeng City. Please pay attention to see if there are any monsters hiding around. Yang Yu opened his mouth and said, "Zhao Yi, this is a young warrior with extraordinary talent in Zhenma division. He has fused the crystal core of a Qi and Blood monster. Therefore, Zhao Yi is very sensitive to monster energy. As long as he gets close to a certain range, he will be able to perceive the presence of demons. Well, leave it to me, at most 3 to 5 days, I can find this monster." Zhao Yi nodded again and again, and said very excitedly, as long as he was given a certain amount of time to wander around the Qingfeng City, he would be able to detect the whereabouts of the monster. At this time, Su Hao on the side looked up into the distance, and he said, I have already sensed where the monster is. It is in Qingfeng City, about 70 miles away from us. What? As soon as these words came out, both Zhao Yi, Yang Yu and the others were taken aback, with incredulous expressions in their eyes. Su Hao should also have fused the demon crystal core, so he has a keen sense of demon aura, but according to what Su Hao said, he has already found the location of the demon, and it is 70 miles away. Doesn't this mean that Su Hao can feel it? The evil spirit within a range of nearly 100 miles. How exaggerated is this? I can only feel the range of less than 300 meters around. Zhao Yi clicked his tongue. The gap is too big, right? If someone else said this, Yang Yu would definitely feel that the other party was lying, and it was outrageous to perceive such a wide range of evil spirits, but he had seen Su Hao's ability before, so he knew that Su Hao would not just talk about it. Su Hao has indeed felt the existence of monster aura. His top-level monster aura perception can perceive monster aura within a radius of 100 miles. The group of evil spirits, no accident, is the demon hunted and killed by Zhenmin. Okay, let's operate at night. It's best not to cause accidental casualties. Yang Yu opened his mouth and said. A group of people entered Qingfeng City to rest temporarily. Time passed, the sun went down, everything was silent, it was already late at night, every house was closed, and the streets were extremely deserted. Is it here? Outside a very imposing mansion, Su Hao and his party looked at the plaque in front of them. This mansion in front of me is covered by demonic aura. Su Hao said. The demon seemed to have stayed in it for a long time, and the demonic aura he emitted enveloped the mansion. Ordinary warriors could not feel it, but he can perceive clearly. I can feel it too. That monster is inside. Zhao Yi also said. His range of perception of monster aura is not as wide as that of Su Hao, but when he came outside the mansion where the monster is located, he also felt the monster aura within. Backquote. The Yan family, this is a rich merchant family in Qingfeng City, this monster seems to be mixed in, let's go in and find out Sister Dust. Yang Yu opened his mouth and said. You, who are you? Although it was already late at night, the Yan's mansion was heavily guarded. When a guard saw Su Hao and the others intruding, he immediately shouted and asked. Yang Yu didn't talk nonsense, he directly took out a token. We are members of Zen Magic Division, immediately call everyone in your mansion to assemble, if you dare to violate it, you will be punished severely. There are hundreds of people in the Yan family. It is unrealistic to find out the monsters secretly, and it will also scare the snakes. In this case, it is better to let them all come out. The monsters may take the initiative to show their feet because of this, and then they will solve it. A member of Zhenmin. Could it be that there are demons in our Yan family? When the guard heard this, his face immediately turned pale, and he knew the reputation of Zhenmin, an organization specialized in dealing with demons. I'll go and tell the master right away. The guard hurriedly said, turned and left. Pay attention, if the monster senses the wind and wants to escape, shoot him dead directly. Yang Yu also instructed the others. With Su Hao and Zhao Yi who can perceive the evil spirit, this demon must be hard to fly. What happened? Wake us up at night. It seems that the government is here to investigate the case. Could it be that there are fugitives hiding in our Yan's house? Not long after, hundreds of people gathered on the square of Yan's mansion. They whispered, not knowing what it meant to gather them together at night. Su Hao and others are distributed in different corners around to prevent the hidden monsters from suddenly bursting up or escaping. And an old man said respectfully, my lords, our Yan family will fully cooperate and hope to resolve the threat. This old man should be the head of the Yan family. Not long after his words fell, there was a change in the field. Where to escape? At this moment, there was a loud roar, and Zhao Yi was already shooting straight out like an arrow. At the courtyard wall not far away, Li Hao, a man in gray clothes, was about to shoot out cautiously over the wall. But Zhao Yi has been paying attention to the movements of these people, grabbed the gray-clothed man's ankle, pulled it hard, tore it off, and smashed it to the ground. Su Hao looked at this scene. The gray-clothed man was the hidden monster, and when he sensed something was wrong, he prepared to escape over the wall, but how could the people who were prepared let him go? Court death. The man in gray fell heavily on the ground, but he was not injured at all. He turned over and stood up. his eyes became blood red, his ears became pointed and long, and his teeth became like saws. With teeth like teeth, he roared and grabbed Zhao Yi with one claw. Although Zhao Yi is young, he is a fighter who has fused with demon crystal cores and completed 3 blood refinements. Among human warriors, he can definitely be regarded as a super genius. Facing this gray-clothed warrior, the blow of the monster revealing his true body, he snorted coldly, the 5 fingers of his right hand became sharp, the veins wrapped around his arm, and the whole circle became thicker, and he had already used the fusion demon crystal core. The power of blood obtained. Zhao Yi stretched out with one hand, but he was the last to strike, but the attack came first. Before the gray-clothed monster's attack landed on him, his blow had already pierced the gray-clothed monster's heart. The gray-clothed monster's eyes widened, and its body fell limply to the ground. Solved. Zhao Yi and the others all showed smiles on their faces. This trip went really smoothly, and they successfully killed the monster. Careful. However, Su Hao's face changed at this moment. He felt a huge monster aura rising from the crowd. There is more than one monster in the Yan family mansion. Boom boom boom. On the square of the Yan family mansion, a series of demonic aura exploded, and flesh and blood flew across the body. The flesh and blood on the surface of nearly 10 Yan family members burst open, revealing a series of burly and tall people under the skin. Chapter 53. Monster. Demon. The rest of the Yan family around screamed in fright and fled to the surroundings. They never expected that there are so many monsters hidden among themselves and others. So many monsters. Yang Yu and the others were also stunned. According to their information, there was only one monster, but now there are a total of 10 of them, each of which has an extremely powerful aura, especially the 3 at the head, whose aura is even stronger. Makes people shiver and scalp tingle. Sure enough, the guys from Zen Magic have come here. Several of my brothers died at the hands of your Zen Magic. You are all going to die today. Pay the price for this. Among the crowd of monsters, one of them had a ferocious tiger head. The muscled monster let out a low growl, stepped on the sole of its foot, and the entire 2-meter-high body was already dragging an afterimage, and the demonic aura rolled straight towards Yang Yu. In his perception, Yang Yu's aura is the strongest, and he needs to get rid of it first. Divine Vein Realm Monster. Yang Yu's pupils contracted. This is clearly a monster in the Divine Vein realm. Divine Vein State. This is already a high-level monster under the Demon King. Each head is extremely terrifying, and the bloodline is powerful, especially some of the most powerful ones. They are called the Great Demons of the Divine Vein. It is difficult for human warriors to compete, unless it is the martial arts king strikes. Shenmai, open. Yang Yu didn't dare to be careless. He let out an angry roar. Within Yang Yu's body, there was a ray of light shining faintly. That was the first divine vein he opened up. At this moment, it erupted with all its strength, causing Yang Yu's black hair to fly, his aura soaring, and fluttering the tiger-headed monster who came shook head-on. Boom. Yang Yu and the tiger-headed monster collided heavily. Their divine veins were radiant, and their monster's aura roared like a ferocious beast. The two refused to give in to each other, and the bricks and stones on the surrounding ground were shattered into powder. The two figures split apart as soon as they touched. Yang Yu staggered back, retreated 5 or 6 steps away, his face turned pale, and he opened his mouth to spurt out a mouthful of blood. Master Yang. The rest of the fighters were startled. The young man quickly supported the crumbling Yang Yu. It was just a face-to-face meeting, but Yang Yu was actually injured by the tiger-headed monster, and the injury was serious. Damn it. Monsters of the same level are much stronger than human warriors. I haven't fused the demon crystal core. This tiger-headed monster is only at the first level of the Divine Vein realm, but in terms of strength, it can suppress me at 060. Yang Yu cursed secretly. Yang Yu himself is a martial artist in the Divine Vein realm who has opened a Divine Vein. This tiger-headed monster is comparable to him, but thanks to the monster's innately strong blood and physical body, it is difficult for a human warrior of the same level to compete with monsters of the same level of. Just like the monster with dark red scales back then, it was in the body forging state, but it easily defeated the Zhou brothers, the two well-rounded warriors. Unless it is a warrior who fuses the crystal core of a demon, but Yang Yu himself also wants to fuse the crystal core of a high-level demon. He would rather be short than indiscriminate, so until now he has not fused the demon core. What he didn't expect was that there would be a god-veined demon appearing in this mission. And, more than one. It's good luck. A martial artist of the divine veins has come, and now I can have a full meal. In the other direction, a bull-headed monster with a single horn on its head smiled, revealing a mouth full of fangs. Like the tiger-headed monster, he is also a monster in the divine veining realm, and his strength is even higher than that. Don't kill him easily. I have to torture him first. The warriors of the Zhenmin division hunted and killed us monsters everywhere, and they fell into my hands. Haisha, don't think it would be so easy to die. The other monster is extremely tall as a foot. The height of an ordinary human warrior is less than his abdomen. His whole body is covered with black scales, and there is a black snake tail on his buttocks. The monster aura emanating from his body is even more terrifying incomparably. The faintness is about to condense into substance. Three-headed monsters of the divine vein realm. Zhao Yi lost his voice, his face full of disbelief. The fact that there are 10 monsters hidden in the Yan family's mansion has already made people look pale, and what is even more frightening is that 3 of them are monsters in the divine vessel realm. Run. Run away. I'll stop them, you run away. Scatter and run away. Yang Yu cried anxiously and with a touch of despair. Among the 3 demons, the tiger-headed demon with the weakest aura had already wounded Yang Yu face to face, and they had no chance of resisting at all. At this time, the only option is to escape, and one can escape. Yang Yu himself is a martial artist of the divine vein realm, and these 3 monsters of the divine vein realm are focusing on him. He only hopes to buy some time so that the others can have a chance to escape. Run. None of them can run away. The tiger-headed monster sneered and said, they have been waiting here for a long time, just to let the town magician suffer, and let them understand that the monsters can't be hunted and killed at will. All the monsters are licking their lips, their faces are full of bloodthirsty. The flesh and blood of warriors are much more nourishing than ordinary people. Zhao Yi and the others gritted their teeth, and were about to follow Yang Yu's instructions, when they could run one by one. A voice sounded, Master Yang, do you need me to take action? Just give me the qi and blood pill that can directly reach the perfection of the qi and blood realm. I will kill all these monsters. The person who spoke was none other than Su Hao. Compared to other people's fear and despair, Su Hao is a little excited, because according to the normal situation, the demon will be solved without his taking action at all, but now things have changed, everyone is ambushing, Su Hao has to take action opportunity. According to the previous agreement, Su Hao can help Zenminsi to kill demons, and the reward is qi and blood pills that can strengthen the power of qi and blood. Yang Yu looked at Su Hao in astonishment, and he said in disbelief, Su Hao, I know you are very unusual, but this is a 3-headed demon with divine veins. You are very talented, don't lose your life for nothing, hurry up, click to escape. No matter how extraordinary Su Hao is, he is nothing more than a blood-level martial artist. How could he possibly contend against so many monsters of the god-veining level? Su Hao said calmly, in your eyes, they cannot be defeated, but for me they can be easily killed. Su Hao's words are undoubtedly very arrogant, but there is a touch of self-confidence, which is self-confidence in his own strength, self-confidence that he can kill these monsters. If you can really kill these demons, I swear that I will apply for a large amount of qi and blood pills from the headquarters of the Zhenmin division to help you reach the perfection of qi and blood realm. Yang Yu was unconsciously infected by Su Hao's calmness and confidence. He had no choice but to believe that Su Hao could create miracles, he said hastily through gritted teeth. This made Su Hao smile slightly, and the pill that helped him complete 9 blood refinements was easily solved. The conversation between Su Hao and Yang Yu undoubtedly angered these demons. Boy, we can't pretend we didn't hear what we just said. The tiger-headed monster looked at Su Hao coldly with its huge blood-colored eyes. Su Hao said that he could kill them easily, which made all the monsters extremely angry. Be careful, this kid may be deliberately attracting our attention, and wants others to take the opportunity to escape. Don't let anyone go today. Opportunities for people. Among the 3 great god-veined demons, Haisha, the most powerful demon, frowned and waved his hands. Go to 2, and get rid of this kid. An ant dares to speak loudly. Yes. Among the crowd of monsters, two monsters at the chi and blood level responded and rushed out first. They were one on the left and the other on the right. Show your strength in front of you and kill this arrogant human kid. Tiger Demon Power Fist. Tiger Demon steps on the ground. However, when the two chi and blood level monsters approached within 2 feet, Su Hao moved suddenly. He raised the sole of his foot, and then stomped down heavily, as if a tiger demon raised its huge tiger paw and slapped the ground. Boom! The terrifying divine power caused the ground to tremble violently, and it sank. Fist-sized stones shot out forward under the power of Su Hao's step. Not good. The pupils AC/DC of the two chi and blood demons contracted, realizing that something was wrong, but there was no way to avoid it. Bang 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 bang. Bound by Su Hao's powerful strength, one after another the gravels bombarded the two monsters at the chi and blood level one after another. For a moment, the bones of the two monsters were smashed to pieces, and the blood splashed out backwards. It fell to the ground without a sound. Ha! This kid has some strength. Su Hao instantly dealt with the two chi and blood demons, causing Haisha and the other 3 demons of the divine veins to squint their eyes, looking at Su Hao with a piercing killing intent. Do it yourself, take him down, tear off his limbs, and let him die screaming. The tiger-headed demon licked his lips with a barbed tongue, and said bloodthirstily. Hee, this human race kid is so young, but has such strength, it seems that he was strangled by a rare evildoer among the human race, and it doesn't cost us to wait for so many days. The bull-headed demon and Haisha were also murderous. Boom. The 3 monsters at the level of the divine veins unanimously released their demonic energy, and a horrible thing happened. The 3 demonic energy of the divine vein level soared into the sky, causing demonic clouds to gather in the sky of Yan's mansion, and causing the earth below to become shrouded in a cloud. Good. What a terrifying breath. All the fighters in Genma Division were trembling, with fear in their eyes. This is how demons in the divine pulse realm can easily crush fighters of the same level. In Yan's mansion, those ordinary people who fled in all directions looked at the demonic aura that cut off the moonlight above the mansion in horror, and were horrified. This scene was like the doomsday, beyond their cognition. Yang Yu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and was ready to help Su Hao at any time, even if he knew that he would join, it would not help. The huge demon energy released by the 3 great spirit veining monsters exudes a heavy pressure, crushing towards Su Hao. They will only rely on the majestic monster energy to make Su Hao collapse on his knees and beg for mercy. However, in the depths of Su Hao's body, there was a faint roar of the dragon's roar, and the 3 demons in the god vessel realm wanted to overwhelm people with power, which angered the king-level dragon blood in Su Hao's body. The king of monsters is high above the ground and will never tolerate outsiders. Crack. Su Hao didn't suppress the power of the bloodline either. With the sound of the explosion, his body was raised to the level of 2 meters, and patches of black dragon scales emerged from his body. Hold head high. The sound of the dragon's chant shaking the sky and the earth resounded in Su Hao's body, the demon clouds in the shaking sky collapsed, and a terrifying aura revived. Boom. The sky was trembling, the earth was shaking, and even the entire Yan family mansion in the distance, the buildings were crumbling and were about to be torn apart. The air around Su Hao was distorted, and it seemed that even the soul was born. A sense of dizziness. Above Su Hao's head, there is a huge black dragon floating, overlooking the earth, and there is a kind of majesty in the vertical pupils. You just said, you were going to tear my limbs off. Su Hao activated the power of the bloodline. A pair of golden eyes coldly looked at the 3 god-veined monsters who had already stared blankly, and the cold voice echoed in their ears. Gudong. This is the Demon King. Haisha came back to his senses. His body trembled violently, an unbelievable expression appeared in his eyes, he swallowed with difficulty, and managed to utter a complete sentence. The king, the supreme king. Bull-headed demons and tiger-headed demons also have dry throats, almost. I was almost dizzy from the terrifying power that Su Hao exuded. This is the king. The breath of the Demon King. He has fused a Demon King's crystal nucleus. How is this possible? And Zhao Yi said in amazement. The blood power in his body was suppressed, and he almost fell to the ground. The aura that Su Hao exuded came from the blood power of the demon. Su Hao was fused with the crystal core of the demon, which they had guessed and affirmed before. But Su Hao has fused a demon king's crystal nucleus. This is unacceptable, even unbelievable. Zhao Yi himself also fused a demon crystal nucleus. The process was very thrilling, barely successful, but it was only a demon crystal nucleus in the blood realm. According to Zhao Yi's knowledge, the only ones who can successfully fuse the demon king's crystal nucleus are those martial arts kings. Of course, the premise is that they can get a demon king's crystal nucleus. Su Hao, a warrior who has just stepped into the Qi and blood realm, has fused a demon king crystal core. This is completely unprecedented. So that's why I'm afraid of him. Recalling that he felt an involuntary fear when he saw Su Hao, Zhao Yi realized that it was from his blood. Suppression. No wonder he is so powerful. He can easily suppress me, and he doesn't pay attention to the 3 big god-level monsters. While Yang Yu couldn't believe it, a wry smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and he also understood that the source of Su Hao's self-confidence was not arrogance, but strength support. Long way. A slight movement of Su Hao's mind aroused the blood power of the Flood Dragon King. Boom. A huge and exaggerated invisible coercion spread out, and the ground exploded wherever it passed, and the bricks and stones shattered into dust, crushing each and every one of the terrified monsters. Ah! The monsters at the Qi and blood level felt like a mountain weighing tens of millions of caddies was being pressed on their bodies at this moment. They screamed and tried to resist, but they were like ants, their bones, inner organs. The dirt was squeezed to pieces and fell limply to the ground. Under the fearful King Longwei, these Qi and blood demons don't even have the ability to resist. Bang bang bang. At this moment, the 3 demons in the divine vein realm were also humming, and knelt down on the ground suppressed by the terrifying coercion. The ground pressed by their knees was broken and sunken, and their nostrils, eyes, and ears. There is gurgling blood dripping out. That miserable appearance, it's hard to imagine that they are all the previous incomparable spirit-level monsters. Chapter 54. Cluck. The face of the tiger-headed monster was distorted. He heard the groans from his own bones. He wanted to stand up from the ground, but he was completely unable to move under the pressure of the king's dragon power. Blood dripped continuously from his nostrils, ears, and eyes out. Su Hao walked over with a blank expression on his face. Every step he took seemed to be stepping on the heart of the 3 great gods. Ah! When Su Hao got close to the 3 major monsters at a distance of 5 meters, the tiger-headed monster with the weakest cultivation finally couldn't bear it and let out a shrill scream. Limp on the ground, he was killed by Long Wei Shengsheng. Is this the aura of the Demon King? Yang Yu and the others were shocked to the extreme when they saw this scene. The majesty of a king is simply not something ordinary people can bear, especially for these monsters. Forgive me. Forgive me. We didn't know you had the blood of a noble king. Seeing the tiger-headed monster being crushed to death, the bull-headed monster finally couldn't bear the fear and begged for mercy. However, Su Hao only responded to him with death. Puff. Su Hao slashed out with a palm knife. The bull-headed monster was suppressed by Longwei and could not move. He could only watch Su Hao's palm knife cut across his neck. It was cut down and thrown out, and the horror still remained in the eyes. Bastard. I'm going to kill you. Haisha, the last God Vein Realm monster, has the most powerful cultivation and has opened 4 God Vein Realm. He is stronger than the other 2 God Vein Realm demons. At this time, under the pressure of life and death, his eyes are bloodshot, and blood is flowing from his nostrils and ears. They all gurgled down, making a sky-shattering roar, and stood up forcibly against Longwei. That 1-foot-tall burly body was like a little giant. He roared wildly, and punched Su Hao with a punch, intending to beat this kid to pieces. However, in the face of this punch, Su Hao just stretched out a finger to hold the fist, making it difficult for him to enter the division. This. Cold sweat broke out on Haisha's forehead. It wasn't that Su Hao was strong enough to fight him with 1 finger, but that under the pressure of Longwei, even though Haisha tried his best to resist, he burst out. The blow was suppressed. Not even a tenth of its power, so it was easily blocked by Su Hao. Boom. At this moment, Su Hao's right fist covered with dragon scales was clenched tightly, and he struck out suddenly, making a series of roaring sounds, like the loud noise of a train passing through a tunnel. Su Hao has 2 million caddies of supernatural power in 1 arm, and the power multiplied under the stimulation of the blood. This punch is extremely terrifying. Boom. The fist bombarded Haisha's abdomen, and with the sound of explosion, Haisha's 1-foot-high body was thrown upside down, and a huge blood hole with a diameter of half a meter exploded in his abdomen, and the entire burly body flew out 20 or 30 years ago. Mi Yuan slammed heavily on the ground, causing the ground to tremble. There was a trace of unwillingness and bitterness in the corner of Haisha's mouth. He couldn't figure out why a small blood-level human race could fuse the Demon King's crystal nucleus, and he just met him. Stimulating the blood of the King's flood dragon, he easily dealt with the 3 monsters in the divine vein realm. Su Hao slowly restrained his breath, and the dragon scales on his body retreated. This made Yang Yu and others heave a sigh of relief, but there was something hard in his eyes. Awe and shock belied. Brother Su, have you fused with a Demon King crystal nucleus? Yang Yu walked over and couldn't help saying, well, there are some chances. Su Hao nodded slightly. Seeing that Yang Yu and others saw it with their own eyes, he didn't deny it, and admitted it openly. Yang Yu and the others looked at each other and smiled wryly. The Qi and Blood realm merged with a Demon King crystal core, which was beyond imagination, and Su Hao was able to obtain a Demon King level crystal core, which was also amazing. Crystal nucleus, then you have to kill a Demon King. The power of the Demon King, standing at the pinnacle of this world, is synonymous with terror. Su Hao stepped forward and took out the crystal nuclei from the hearts of the monsters one by one. The tall young man and the others looked enviously. The demon crystal core is very precious, especially the demon crystal core of the divine vein state, which is what every warrior desires, but it is Su Hao who slays the demon. No matter how thick-skinned they are, it is impossible for them to ask for a share of the pie. Brother Su, thank you for your help. If it weren't for you, we would definitely be dead. We won't go back on what we promised you earlier. Yang Yu sincerely thanked him. Without Su Hao, they would all die at the hands of these monsters today. As for Su Hao, he helped the Zen Magic Division kill the 3 god-veined monsters, which is a great contribution to the Zen Magic Division. Yang Yu believed that he had reported the matter to the Zen Magic Division headquarters to apply for enough energy, and Dan was nothing. Big problem. Well, it's better to have more qi and blood pills. Su Hao nodded slightly and reminded at the same time. 3 times of blood refining is the limit for ordinary warriors, but Su Hao's potential is not comparable to that of ordinary warriors. He can at least complete 9 times of blood refining. If Zenmeng gives him qi and blood pill according to the same standard, it will be embarrassing if it is not enough. I know. Yang Yu said, also envious, knowing that Su Hao, who has the blood of a king, has extraordinary aptitude and potential. Brother Su, let's go back and return to life first, and I will personally deliver the qi and blood pill you need to Black Rock City later. Then Yang Yu and the others were about to leave. Good. Su Hao agreed, not afraid that Yang Yu would renege on his debt. The group then parted ways. It's amazing. This Su Hao has actually fused a Demon King's crystal core. In time, maybe our human race will have an extra king-level combat power, or a martial arts king with a king-level bloodline. Yang Yu and others left. They were also very excited. Su Hao now has the blood of a king. His future is immeasurable. Maybe he will become a martial arts king within 100 years. This kind of strong man, they Zen musician must do their best to win over. Su Hao also left afterward. Instead of returning directly to Black Rock City, he first went to the Barren Hills hundreds of miles away from Black Rock City. He was going to first refine the demon crystal core he obtained. In the Barren Mountain, Su Hao took out demon crystal nuclei one by one, 7 demon nuclei of qi and blood level, and 3 demon nuclei of divine vein level. Even if the crystal nucleus of a blood qi level monster triggers a high multiplier, it is difficult to increase it into a monster king level crystal nucleus. The opportunity to increase the increase is wasted, so use the increase to the 3 crystal cores of the divine vein state. Su Hao thought for a while. Even if it is to trigger the boost, the item to be boosted must have a certain value. The monster crystal core of the qi and blood realm has been boosted by 100 times, and it is estimated that it can be boosted to the crystal core of the god vein realm at most. Su Hao's remaining lifespan and reincarnation points can add up to 10 boosts, so it's better to use it sparingly. Ding, do you want to consume 20 years of life to use the boost of all things on the target? Su Hao first used the booster on the Tiger Head monster's crystal core. Ding! Trigger a 5-fold increase. The increase of the demon crystal nucleus in the divine vein state is the demon crystal nucleus in the divine vein state. Amidst the system prompt, Su Hao was a little speechless. The first boost was a black hole, and only a 5-fold boost was triggered. The crystal core of this tiger-headed monster is still at the level of the divine vein. I hope the remaining two have better luck. Su Hao muttered a sentence in his heart, and then continuously activated the amplification of all things on the remaining two divine vessel realm crystal cores. Ding! Trigger a 90-fold increase, and the increase of the demon crystal nucleus in the divine vein state becomes the demon king crystal nucleus. Ding! Trigger a 99-fold increase, and the increase of the demon crystal nucleus in the divine vein state becomes the demon king crystal nucleus. During the sound of the system prompt, Su Hao's breathing was a little short, and he became ecstatic. The two boosts were all more than 90 times, and the remaining two crystal cores of the God Vessel realm were all boosted to Demon King level crystal cores. Boom! The terrifying aura emanating from the two Demon King crystal nuclei made the situation change for 100 meters. Countless wolves, tigers and leopards fled in all directions, and some knelt on the ground trembling. It is extremely difficult for even a martial arts king to obtain a Demon King crystal core, but in the hands of Su Hao, he got 2 of them so easily. Refining it, I hope my king's dragon blood can become stronger. Without any hesitation, Su Hao opened his mouth and swallowed the 2 Demon King crystal nuclei directly into his stomach. The first crystal core that Su Hao fused was of the Demon King level. He could devour and refine crystal cores of the same level, and there would not be much danger. The 2 Demon King crystal cores were swallowed and quickly refined. Su Hao could feel that the blood power deep in his body was rapidly sublimating and evolving. Su Hao could faintly feel that he had awakened a special power, the power from blood. The power of a trace of blood flowed and sublimated continuously in the body, and Hao's skin turned crimson. A few days later, Su Hao opened his eyes, and within his black pupils, there was a faint shadow of a dragon in the shape of a dragon. The power of my bloodline is several times stronger than before. If my previous king's bloodline was at the elementary level of the king level, now it has reached the middle level of the king level. A slight smile appeared on Su Hao's face. After refining 2 Demon King crystal nuclei, his bloodline level did not break through the limit of the Demon King, but it jumped from the elementary level to the middle level. If the power of the blood is activated, Su Hao could double the growth rate of Su Hao before, but now it can triple the growth rate. In addition, with the strength of the bloodline, Su Hao awakened a bloodline supernatural power. Hold head high. Su Hao tried to stimulate the power of the blood in his body. Amidst the thunderous dragon chant, Su Hao's blood boiled, as if it was burning, and a blood-red mist appeared from his body surface. In this mist among them, small dragons were faintly tumbling, and the scorching breath spread to the surroundings, and the surrounding trees were ignited by this scorching blood. The power of qi and blood is a kind of power born in the body of a warrior who has reached the qi and blood state. A warrior can explode the power of qi and blood, greatly improving his combat effectiveness. And Su Hao's flood dragon bloodline is promoted to the king level middle class. The fiery breath alone is like a high-temperature flame that can burn gold into iron, which is extremely terrifying. This bloodline supernatural power is called dragon blood sublimation. Su Hao gave this awakened bloodline supernatural power a name, sublimating his own blood into dragon blood of higher quality in a short period of time, thereby greatly strengthening the power of bursting blood. Just the revealed one coming from the scorching heat of qi and blood itself is enough to burn people into ashes. Su Hao restrained the power of qi and blood, and the red light dissipated. Even so, the flowers, plants and trees within tens of meters around Su Hao were completely burned. According to the time, the qi and blood pill that Yang Yu promised to give me should have arrived. After refining the 2 Demon King crystal cores, the power of the dragon's own bloodline has improved further. Su Hao then set off to return to Black Rock City, ready to see if Yang Yu sent the qi and blood pill. In Black Rock City, not long after Su Hao returned to the small house where he lived, a well-mannered middle-aged man came to his door. It was none other than Yang Yu. Brother Su, this is qi and blood pill. There are 30 bottles in total. Each bottle contains 10 qi and blood pills. One qi and blood pill is enough for a martial artist who has reached the 10th level of physical training to conduct a blood refining process and step into the qi and blood pill territory. And Yang Yu took out a package, which contained jade vials, and he introduced it to Su Hao. Qi and blood pill, this is extremely precious. The elixir is the dream of ordinary warriors. Generally, one qi and blood elixir is enough to help a martial artist who has been training for 10th heaven to enter the qi and blood realm, and 10 is enough for him to complete 3 blood refinements, reaching qi and blood realm is complete. But Yang Yu brought 30 bottles at one time, that is, 300 pieces. This is indeed jaw-dropping, and it can also be seen that Zinmensi's wooing and showing favor to Su Hao. Good. Su Hao opened a bottle stopper, which contained blood red pills, and the fragrance emitted was refreshing, and Su Hao was a little excited. 300 qi and blood pills are enough for him to reach the perfection of qi and blood. In addition, you should also need this Shen Meridian, which records the method of opening 12 divine veins. 17. Yang Yu seemed to have thought of something, took out another book, and said. The book is printed with 3 large characters of Shenmaijing. The state of divine veins. This state is to evolve one's 12 main meridians into divine veins, so as to obtain powerful power. And this divine meridian brought by Yang Yu is the method to open up the divine meridian. This divine meridian is not very precious. Some warriors have all kinds of influences, so it is not difficult to get it. Therefore, Zinma knew that after Su Hao reached the peak of the qi and blood realm, he would open up the divine veins, so he simply made a favor and brought Su Hao a copy of the divine veins to open up the divine veins. Well, thank you very much. If Zinmensi encounters troubles that cannot be solved, you can come to me. Su Hao was surprised and surprised at the same time. This town magician really has a heart. He also accepted the favor while thanking him, and promised that if Gen Magic encounters trouble, he will help. Having received Su Hao's promise, Yang Yu also showed a smile on his face, and then he said with a slightly solemn expression, Brother Su, you'd better find a place to hide now, or just go straight. Go to the imperial capital of the Great Wu Dynasty. You have fused a monster king-level crystal nucleus, and you have the blood of a king. Some monsters may have already been eyeing you. The power of monsters is innate. The stronger the blood, the stronger they are, and Su Hao has the blood of a king, but he is not a king, which is undoubtedly a great compliment to the monsters. Things. Especially for those demons who are stuck at the peak of the divine vein realm, Su Hao is simply a panacea. If he swallows him with the blood of a king, it may make him produce evolution, carry out the ultimate transformation, and step into the realm of the demon king. Therefore, Zen Magic reminded Su Hao that it is best to avoid the limelight, or go to the capital of the Great Wu Dynasty, where there are top powerhouses who dare not invade even monsters. Su Hao heard this, but shook his head. I hope they will come to me. Su Hao himself very much hopes to obtain more demon crystal cores, especially the demon crystal cores of the divine vein state. In his hands, there is a certain chance that they will increase into demon king level crystal cores. Su Hao is heartbroken. If those monsters in the divine pulse realm came to him, how could he avoid it? Then it's up to you. The corner of Yang Yu's mouth twitched. Naturally, he didn't know what Su Hao was thinking. He shook his head helplessly, and didn't try to persuade him much. Brother Su, if you have anything to do, you can contact our town magic division at any time, so I won't bother you for now. Then Yang Yu bid farewell to Su Hao and left. In another house in Black Rock City, Yang Yu saw a man with deep eyes and a jade sword on his waist. He respectfully said to the man with the jade sword, Deputy Chief. Su Hao is unwilling to leave with us. Quote, this man with the jade sword is Wang Tianrui, the deputy head of the Zen Magic Division, a well-known strongman in the entire Great Wu Dynasty, and a top-level strongman who has opened 12 divine veins. 0 Looking for flowers. Hearing this, Wang Tianrui shook his head helplessly. This young man is very mysterious and extraordinary, and he is also very confident in his own strength, but according to my estimation, there will definitely be demons who hear the news. Come on, for these monsters, a martial artist with king-level blood is a great supplement. In order to win over Su Hao, Wang Tianrui, the deputy head of Zen Magic Division, came in person, but Su Hao had no intention of leaving with them, and Wang Tianrui felt that Su Hao had the blood of a king. Love cannot be concealed. A martial artist in the chi and blood realm has the blood of a king. For those monsters who aspire to transform into demon kings, it is simply crazy. Then what do we do next? Yang Yu said worriedly. Wang Tianrui smiled slightly. Wait for those monsters to come. If Su Hao is in danger, I will save his life and make him owe the favor of our town magician. If he is in danger in the future, it is a good thing for our entire Great Wu dynasty to be promoted to the realm of kings. Quote. The deputy chief is wise. Yang Yu's eyes also brightened. There is no wall without leaks. It is almost certain that there will be monsters who know that Su Hao has the blood of a king, and they will come after hearing the news. A large number of monsters will gather, and no matter how strong Su Hao is, it will be difficult to compete. And at this time Wang Tianrui saved his life from many demons, this will undoubtedly win Su Hao's greatest gratitude. It's been a long time since I had a big kill. Wang Tianrui stroked the jade sword in his hand, and muttered to himself, as he who opened up 12 divine veins and fused a single crystal nucleus of the divine veins, what can be compared with him under the king of the world? There are not many monsters to contend with. Taking the opportunity to kill some monsters, and make Su Hao a favor, this is a very good deal. Naturally, Su Hao didn't know that the Zen Magic Division had sent top experts to lurk in the Black Rock City, ready to give the monsters a head-on blow when they found them, and make Su Hao favors. At this time, in the house where Su Hao lived in Black Rock City, he took out a bottle of qi and blood pills, and directly swallowed the whole bottle of qi and blood pills, a total of 10 pills, into his stomach at once. Call. Under Su Hao's powerful physique, the qi and blood pills were rapidly refined and transformed into surges of medicinal power, which merged into Su Hao's body and strengthened Su Hao's own qi and blood force. For an ordinary person, it would take 10 days and half a month to refine a qi blood pill, but Su Hao's physique is 100 or 200 times that of a normal qi blood realm, and the speed of refining is also incredible. It can be said in the same day. Refining a bottle of qi and blood pill, Su Hao immediately took out the second bottle. He has a total of 30 bottles of qi and blood pill, which is enough for him to reach the perfection of qi and blood realm. 0. Boom. In the process of refining the qi and blood pill, the power of qi and blood in Su Hao's body also quickly transformed, and the second blood refining was completed. With the completion of the second blood refinement, Su Hao's energy and blood power doubled. The energy and blood nourished his body, refined his bones and body, and strengthened his physique rapidly. Zhong Wanjin Divine Power. In the general qi and blood realm, every time you complete a blood refinement, you will increase your strength by 10,000 catties, but Su Hao, who has the blood of a king, can increase his divine power by 1 million catties after completing a blood refinement. This is the essence of the king's blood. Powerful. Then came the second blood refinement and the third blood refinement. Bottles of blood qi and blood pills were continuously refined, and the power of qi and blood in Su Hao's body also expanded rapidly. In the blink of an eye, half a month passed by, and the room where Su Hao lived was filled with blood-colored mist, and the majestic power of qi and blood almost condensed into a solid body. Call. Su Hao let out a long breath, and the 10 strands of qi and blood quickly shrank into his body. Finally completed 9 times of blood refinement. The power of my blood is more than 10 times stronger than before, and the power of my body has also reached the exaggerated one-armed 10 million catties of divine power. Now compared to the me in the main world is not much different. A smile appeared on Su Hao's face, and he was amazed at how powerful he is now. It's an exaggeration to complete 9 times of blood refining, plus the divine power of tens of thousands of catties in one arm. As far as Su Hao knows, for a general strong person in the divine vein realm, every time they open up a divine vein, their physical strength will increase by 1 million catties. There are many strong men with complete spiritual veins. I still need to become stronger. Let's step into the divine vein realm. Afterwards, Su Hao took out a book, which was the Shenmai Jing, which was obtained from Yang Yu. Su Hao licked his lips, and there was excitement in his eyes. This divine vein is one of the foundations of human martial arts in the Yaowu world, and my amplification of everything will definitely amplify it to a more perfect state. Point. The divine meridian, which has been passed down from ancient times to the present, is a very important source for human warriors. Only by opening up 12 divine veins can one be qualified to hit the realm of martial arts kings. The Shanmai meridian is perfect enough, otherwise everyone would not practice it, and it would be passed down through the ages. But Su Hao still didn't think it was enough, and directly launched the boost to the nerve channel. Ding! Trigger a 60-fold increase, and the increase of the nerve meridian is the Tong Mai meridian. With the deduction of 20 years of life, the Shanmaijing in Su Hao's hand became more primitive, and even bursts of golden light appeared, engraved with 3 large characters of Tianmaijing on it, as if containing with an ancient breath of heaven. This. Su Hao couldn't wait to open the Tianmaijing and read it, and there was a hint of shock in his eyes. The new Tong Mai meridian is an evolved version of the Shanmai meridian, which is more perfect and stronger. The Shanmai meridian sublimates the main meridian and develops it into a Shanmai. Every time a Shanmai is opened, the main force of the physical body can increase by 1,000,000 catties. The Tong Mai meridian, on the other hand, can turn the main meridian into a higher level heavenly meridian than the divine meridian. Every time a heavenly meridian is opened up, the strength of the physical body alone can skyrocket by as much as tens of millions of catties, and 12 can be opened up. Tong Mai, that is even more powerful. It is no exaggeration to say that Su Hao spreading the Tong Mai Jing can directly change the entire human race, turning all the Shanmai realms in the cultivation system into Tong Mai realms. We can spread the Tong Mai Jing later, which can be regarded as a great achievement that can affect the world. Su Hao made a decision in his heart to spread the Tong Mai Jing. This is the cultivation of warriors who can change the entire world of demon martial arts. Start to attack the Tong Mai realm. Su Hao suppressed his excitement, and began to attack the Tong Mai realm that only he could attack now. What others opened up was the Shanmai, but his was a more advanced Tong Mai. Su Hao's majestic qi and blood power wraps a main meridian that runs through the whole body. The 12 main meridians of the human body are warmed and nourished by the power of qi and blood. Reach the completion of Tong Mai realm, and then realize the ultimate leap, and hit the realm of martial arts king. The terrifying power of qi and blood from 9 times of blood refinement quickly warmed the first main meridian, and during the warming, the main meridian gradually turned into a pale gold color, exuding a sacred and supreme aura, just like Tianwei. Time passed, half a month passed, and under the warmth of the power of qi and blood, Su Hao's first main meridian completely transformed into a pale golden sky vein. Boom! Su Hao waved his arm casually, and there were bursts of roaring sounds in the void, like a strong wind, which could collapse the void. After refining blood 9 times, plus opening up a heavenly meridian, in terms of strength alone, Su Hao can burst out a divine power of 20 million catties with a single arm, which is very exaggerated. How strong can I be after I open up 12 celestial meridians? Su Hao's heart was also excited. Just opening up one sky vein, his normal strength is enough to crush Liao Fan, who opened up 12 divine veins. Chapter 55. Name: Su Hao. Age: 18 400-120. Current world: martial arts physique, king level. Bloodline: king level flood dragon bloodline. Boundary: Tong Mai realm, a Tong Mai. Martial arts mastered: tiger demon exercise boxing, fist intent level Tong Mai Jing. Remaining reincarnation points: 5,000 points. Reincarnation talent, unique, 1, all things increase. 2. Sensation of monster aura. The perception of monster aura is very keen, and it can sense the aura of monsters within a radius of 100 miles, valid in the current world. Su Hao opened the system panel. After being promoted to Tong Mai realm, his lifespan has increased by another 200 years. This is a good thing for him, and he can use more times to increase everything. When Su Hao was about to continue his cultivation and open up the second Tong Mai, he suddenly frowned slightly, and a look of fruit appeared on his face. There are monsters, come to Black Rock City. Su Hao's top-level monster aura perception can sense the monster aura within a radius of 100 miles, and in his perception, there is a monster aura approaching Black Rock City. It looks like what Yang Yu said, there are monsters coveting my king's blood. A sneer appeared on the corner of Su Hao's mouth. Su Hao showed the blood of a king-level flood dragon in Qingfeng City before, and easily killed a group of monsters. At that time, it caused a lot of noise, and someone who cared must have noticed it. According to what Yang Yu said, if any monster finds out that he has a king-level bloodline, they will definitely go crazy for it and want to devour it to break their own limits. Monsters have already gathered outside the gate of the city. In that case, let's meet them. Su Hao stood up. For him, these monsters are the nourishment for him to reach a stronger realm, and he will not dislike them no matter how many times they come. Without any hesitation of 417, Su Hao quickly left the house and headed towards the gate of Black Rock City. Is the monster coming? In another place, Wang Tianrui, the deputy head of Zhenma Division, also opened his eyes. Sure enough, there are monsters coming. Yang Yu on the side understood that it must be the monsters that attacked, and Su Hao would leave Black Rock City. Go, meet these monsters. Wang Tianrui had been waiting for a long time, and now he stood up. His purpose of coming here was to kill the monsters, protect Su Hao comprehensively, and make Su Wu owe them a favor. At the gate of Black Rock City, all the soldiers were staring nervously at the men in black robes opposite. These men in black robes were all covered in black clothes. Their attire was really suspicious. Not only that, but the other party also exuded a trembling and terrifying aura, making them feel as if they had encountered a natural enemy, and they couldn't help but feel fear. You, who are you? The captain of the soldiers stationed at the gate of Black Rock City swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and asked in a stern voice. Who are we? The men in black robes looked at each other, and strange smiles appeared on their shadowed faces. The leader was a tall man in a black robe. He took off his bucket hat and revealed his appearance. It was a face covered with blood-red lines, and a pair of eyes shone with blood-red light, which made people shudder. Demon! Demon! All the soldiers trembled violently at this moment, with expressions of fear in their eyes. The tall man in black robe in front of him was not a human race at all, but a ferocious monster. How could there be a monster appearing directly in Black Rock City? The tall man in black robe is a monster, and the few people walking with him are also monsters. Seeing the fear on the faces of many soldiers, they couldn't help laughing. A group of ants, get out of here, killing you will dirty my hands. These monsters are undoubtedly aiming at Su Hao, and there are no masters in this small Black Rock City, not even a few warriors at the chi and blood level, so these monsters dare to be so unscrupulous, directly show their faces, and force their way into the city. However, at this moment a cold voice sounded, although you are all ants, I don't mind trampling you to death. At the gate of the city, a black-clothed boy came striding forward. It was Su Hao who sensed the evil spirit coming quickly. Young man, stay away, these guys are all monsters. When a soldier saw Su Hao approaching, he hurriedly told him to stay away. Creatures like monsters are not something ordinary people can fight against. He is Su Hao. However, when those monsters saw Su Hao, they all showed a trace of excitement on their faces. The boy who appeared suddenly was probably Su Hao, who was rumored to have the blood of a king-level monster. Boy, you. The tall black-clothed demon headed by him was about to speak, but before he could finish his sentence, the wind howled suddenly. Su Hao's sleeves rolled up, and a terrifying force burst out, cutting out like a wind blade all over the sky. Puff puff. Those black-robed demons didn't even have time to scream, they were torn to pieces under the gusts of Su Hao's wind. Several black-robed demons fell, their bodies were broken, and the ground was stained red with blood. All the soldiers were stunned. These fierce demons were directly obliterated in the face of Su Hao, who had no resistance at all. A group of monsters in the body-forging state actually came to join in the fun. Su Hao shook his head speechlessly. This group of black-robed monsters are all body-forging monsters. They are very powerful in the eyes of ordinary people, but to Su Hao, they are undoubtedly like ants, and they can be killed with a wave of hand. After killing these monsters, Su Hao's mood didn't fluctuate at all, because he could clearly sense that these kittens and puppies were not the only monsters coming, they had all come to Black Rock City, watching him in the dark. Those who are not afraid of death, come all. Su Hao's voice resounded in a radius of dozens of miles, and then he strode to the wilderness outside Blackstone City, and waited quietly. Fighting here, he can let go of his hands and feet as much as possible, so as not to cause innocent casualties. Those monsters seem to be showing up. In the distance, the eyes of Yang Yu and Wang Tianrui, the deputy head of the Zhenma division, were all twinkling, and they could feel huge monsters approaching undisguisedly. Boom! Boom. At the end of the horizon in the distance, the ground trembled slightly. A one-eyed monster with a height of 1 foot, carrying a huge metal rod came in strides. Every step he took, the surging monster energy trampled on the ground trembled. The body exudes a strong oppressive force. Behind the one-eyed monster, there are still monsters with powerful auras. Their faces are full of respect, and they follow the huge one-eyed monster. Then, what kind of monster is that? I'm terrified by the breath it emits. When Yang Yu saw the one-eyed monster, he was startled. Even as a martial artist in the Divine Pulse realm, when he saw this one-eyed monster, he couldn't help but feel a sense of trembling in his heart, as if the opponent's strength could it's like crushing yourself to death. The eyes of Wang Tianrui on the side flashed, and he said solemnly, "This is a monster at the peak of the divine veins. Even if I make a move, it will not be easy to take him down. All these powerful monsters have come. This one-eyed monster has reached the peak of the divine vein realm, coupled with the talent and bloodline of the monster who is born to be stronger than a martial artist. It is not easy for even a top powerhouse like Wang Tianrui to take it down." Wang Tianrui suddenly felt something. His pupils shrank slightly, and he looked towards the sky frighteningly. His scalp went numb all of a sudden. In the sky, at some point, dark clouds gathered, and a head slowly protruded out of a dark cloud with a diameter of 300 meters. It was a blue snake head with a diameter of nearly 5 meters. A head has a diameter of 5 meters, and its body length must be at least 100 meters. This giant cyan snake is able to soar through the clouds and ride the fog, and to fly with demon energy, and its size is even more astonishing. This is a big monster. A trace of fear and shock appeared on Wang Tianrui's cheeks. Great monsters, those who can be called big monsters, are all monsters at the peak of the divine vein realm, and they must be the most powerful ones in the divine vein realm. In other words, every big demon is the closest existence to the demon king, and every combat power is almost invincible under the king's realm. They either have outstanding blood, or have different talents, and all of them have a fierce reputation. Unless the martial arts king takes action, it is almost impossible to defeat or even kill a big monster. The big monster. Even the big monster is here. If the deputy director is matched, the odds of winning are estimated to be 10 to 20%. Yang Yu swallowed his saliva. Of course he knew what the big monster meant. This is the highest combat power below the king level. Among the warriors of the human race, Wang Tianrui is definitely the top powerhouse below the king level. He has fused the crystal nucleus of a demon in the divine vein state and opened up 12 divine veins, but even if he confronts this big demon, that is definitely more defeats than victories. The giant cyan snake controlled the demon cloud, suspended in the sky, poked out a huge snake head, and stared at Su Hao with greed in its eyes without concealing it. The human kid in front of me got a monster king-level crystal nucleus from somewhere, and fused it, successfully possessing a king-level bloodline, which made even the big monster feel excited. If they can devour Su Hao, they, who have already reached the peak of the divine pulse realm, have a great possibility to break through in one fell swoop and step into the level of the demon king. This big blue snake has a very strong aura. Naturally, Su Hao also noticed the existence of the giant cyan snake. When he looked up, there was a hint of excitement in his eyes. The dragon demon crystal core that Su Hao first obtained from the dark red scaled demon was originally at the peak of the divine vein realm, but when the flood dragon was alive, it might not be the opponent of the blue giant snake. The giant cyan snake is almost the top existence under the demon king. Green snake demon, I didn't expect you to come here. I heard that you have practiced for thousands of years, but today this human kid is my crazy knife. At this time, a cold, wild voice sounded. At the end of the horizon not far away, a burly man with a knife on his waist came striding forward. He had black hair and dark red skin. The air around him twisted as he walked, which was the knife intent in his body, involuntarily coming out through the body, surrounded by him all the time. Once someone gets close to him, he will be cut into pieces in an instant. Another big monster. Two big monsters. Yang Yu felt chills in his heart. This monster with a human shape and dark red skin had an aura no less than that of the giant blue snake. The monster aura emanating from his body was like a blade's edge, and the void it cut was distorted and extremely terrifying. No. It's three big monsters. Wang Tianrui said with a twitching corner of his mouth. His gaze was looking at the ground. Not far away, the ground trembled slightly, as if something was passing through it, and the monster aura that overflowed from the ground caused the flowers, plants and trees along the way to wither, and what was lurking underground was also a big monster, a scary monster that has reached the level of a big monster. Fighting against a big monster, I have to work hard to have a 10% or 20% chance of winning. Against 3 big monsters, there is absolutely no chance of winning. There was a trace of helplessness and struggle in Wang Tianrui's eyes. Originally, his purpose of coming here was to save Su Hao once and make Su Hao owe them favors. But in the face of the 3 big monsters, Wang Tianrui knew that it would be useless to fight by himself, he had no chance of winning, and he would throw his life here. It seems that we misjudge the importance of a warrior with the blood of a king to these monsters. The attraction of demons. Quote. Wang Tianrui smiled wryly. Deputy Director, what should we do? Just watch these monsters kill and devour Su Hao. Yang Yu said unwillingly. What else can I do? I just hope he can run fast enough to escape from here. Wang Tianrui shook his head, but he was helpless. Under normal circumstances, no matter whether it is the king of the human race or the king of the monster clan, they will not make a move in person. Once they reach their level, once they do it, the involvement will be huge. Wood demon. It is already the top combat power. There are 3 big monsters coming, unless there is a martial arts king, otherwise no one can deal with it. The only way for Su Hao to survive is to escape. Escape from the hands of these monsters. But obviously these monsters will not give Su Hao a chance to escape. The 3 big monsters form a triangle and surround Su Hao firmly in the center. The terrifying monster energy can make people collapse. Crash. Hiss. The cyan giant snake hesitated, its blood-red eyes were full of murderous intent, and it made a sharp hissing sound, as if it was warning other monsters. The big demon named Crazy Sword chuckled. Brother Snake, this kid is my prey, and I will never give it to you. And in the ground, a huge head drilled out. This head is in the shape of a human, carved out of pitch-black rock, exuding a trembling monster aura, he said coldly. I, Obsidian, have been stuck at the peak of the divine vein realm for hundreds of years. Give me this human kid. After I devour him and break through to the realm of the Demon King, I will definitely thank you all. Damn, these 3 guys are here, I probably won't be able to get a share of it, I just think that the 3 of them will fight for this kid, and I may be able to profit from it. The one-eyed monster who appeared first at the moment stopped in his tracks, his expression changing. This one-eyed monster is a monster that has reached the peak of the Divine Vein Realm, and its strength is rare. There are more than 10 Divine Vein Realm monsters who have taken refuge in him, but he knows that he cannot win. 3 big monsters. Fortunately, these 3 big demons are not at peace with each other. In order to fight for Su Hao, they are likely to fight. If all 3 lose, then they still have a chance to get a share. Exclamation mark. Seeing the demons around him arguing because of him, he was a little speechless. These guys really regarded him as meat on the chopping board. Su Hao looked at the group of monsters, and he said calmly, everyone, stop fighting, come here and die together. As soon as these words came out, the 3 big demons who were originally hostile to each other looked over one after another. There was a cold smile on the face of the Mad Knife Big Demon, and a pair of eyes flickered with blood. It seems that this kid still doesn't know his situation, so let's stop arguing between the 3 of us. In my opinion, how about cutting him into 3 pieces and 1 piece for each of us? Crazy Sword Demon knows that it is almost impossible for him to monopolize Su Hao, so it is better to divide Su Hao into 3 halves, because the family has 1 half. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.